So thank you everyone and thanks for joining this session. In this today's session, we will try to discuss more about if you are using self-custody or if you're using any of the mining hardware, what are the some ways you can prevent risk and protect all those hardware? And we will also discuss about a real life scenario here. And I will show you some sample as well, like what are the things may happen, so you will get a better idea. And I know like many of them has some myth regarding the cybersecurity and all those things, because here we are talking about the self custody, and once we are talking about the self custody we need to know how we have to use things correctly, otherwise we may move to the wrong direction and maybe we can lose our assets as well. I can also share you because last month I was invited in one of the security summit, and we had a session on digital forensic boot camp. In that, like I have covered about all those scenarios through which you have to make sure everything would work perfectly, and what are the theft scenarios we can do. But what has happened last week, one of my colleague, I was discussing with him, he is very good at these type of cybersecurity thing, but somehow he lost his $2,000 Bitcoin. And we will also discuss about these scenarios as well. But to make this session more interactive, I will ask you a few questions and I will see, okay, what are your opinion on top of that? And then we will move ahead. And that would be very interesting session because we will do some demo as well. I will show you what are the things may happen. So yes, first thing I want to know, because everyone is using any of the messenger, right? Some of them might be using WhatsApp, some might be using Telegram, some might be using Signal. I just want to know which one would you prefer, all of all the three, and if you want, if I would suggest you have to rank them, how you will rank them? Which one would you choose first rank, in the second rank, or the third rank?
Signal will be the first,
Okay,
second WhatsApp, third Telegram.
okay. Why Signal is first? Why means I just want to know your opinion or any idea why you are choosing Signal first?
Okay, that I am not means I am not just I am knowing कि, okay,
Okay,
Signal is more secure.
okay,
That's the
okay.
only thing.
And there is some confusion. Like sometimes people say Telegram is more secure than WhatsApp, right? But you have made it correct. Like you mentioned, second is WhatsApp, and third you have put it as Telegram, right? Any idea why you have chosen WhatsApp as second and Telegram as third? Okay, so the priority which you have mentioned, that would be my priority as well. But what I always look for end-to-end encryption. So what does it mean? Means if I'm sending a message from one device to another device, a key will be with me. So if I'm using Telegram at the moment, they will not use by default end-to-end encryption. What does it mean? Means the key will be there in the Telegram server, and if Telegram founder wants, they can see your chats. So many people, because I have seen these many doubts, like in my security session that time, people were saying no, Telegram is more secure because they have marketed themselves in a such a way like Telegram is more secure than WhatsApp. I'm not saying that WhatsApp is not or very secure, but I put WhatsApp and Telegram in the same category. Like WhatsApp has end-to-end encryptions, but what are the things you are sending? All the metadata and everything are collected by Facebook Meta. Okay. In Telegram, even your chat itself is not into encrypted. So what you are doing the conversation, because I got to know many of them are using saved message in Telegram, and they are storing so much critical information in saved message, and they feel this is end-to-end encrypted. So even if it is stored in the Telegram server, no one can read it. But this is totally wrong. If you are using Telegram, by default there is no end-to-end encryption. If you want to enable the end-to-end encryption, you have to enable it for a specific chat. The process is also very, very hectic. You can go through on Google or search on YouTube, you will get it. That is very hectic. And if you are using the saved message, then your chats are not end-to-end encrypted. So anyone from the Telegram team may see that. So whenever I'm using any of this thing, I would always check one thing, whether it is end-to-end encrypted or not. Okay. So we have discussed about the chat or the messenger which we are using. Now coming to the email, right? Because before discussing all those things, I just want to cover few things which we are frequently using. Like we are using messenger on daily basis. We are using emails on daily basis. So anyone has any idea if you want to choose the email, or what are the email provider you are currently using? I think most of them might be using Gmail. Is there anyone who is using other than Gmail at the moment?
Yes, Outlook or Proton maybe.
Outlook or Proton? Okay. Okay. Uh, why would you choose Proton?
But I don't have a technical answer for that. But there
Okay.
were a couple of friends who use them in this community, so I uh, joined
Correct.
Proton.
Okay, so this session would be very basic. So we will try to cover everything which even non-technical person should know. Let us suppose I am not aware of which email provider I have to use. I am not aware of which photo service we have to use, right? I am not aware of which messenger we have to use. You just need to remember one thing. So I think it should be visible. You should be just checking this. End-to-end encryption is the first thing you have to look for if you're using anything. So if I'm talking about email provider, so Gmail by default don't use E to E. So if you're using Gmail, there is no end-to-end encryption. So if you want to choose other option, I would say Proton, as one person already mentioned, because they are using E to EE, which is nothing but end-to-end encryption by default. And even if you want to use more secure, I would say Tutor. Okay. If you will ask, okay, because okay, I can also show it to you.
Why is it more secure than Proton in that case?
See, there are so many debate, but if you will ask me my opinion, I would prefer Tutor. And there are so many other technical things which I may not cover it here, but it has a maximum privacy as compared to Proton. So maybe if you will ask me, of which one I would choose, it depends. So if I need to make sure I have everything, like I want to use Drive and everything, maybe I would go with Proton ecosystem. But let us suppose I'm not bothering about these things, I will go to Tutor. Tutor, I believe, is more secure, and I know many of them because, like earlier, before I was also working with Cisco, so we were working with some US defense team as well. I was part of the Cisco security team as well, and even some of the security summit I have attended, and I was there for the speaker as well. What I have discussed with others, so many big researchers, what they have made, they also prefer Tutor. Some of them prefer Proton, but Proton may be more user friendly. Tutor, like I would say, it is more privacy. So if you want to do something more private, maybe use Tutor. They have a free model as well. And if you want to use so many other things, then you have to use Proton. Okay. Same like people will ask me, like Google Photos, should we use Google Photos or not? I would say it depends because Google Photos also don't use end-to-end encryption. So why I'm emphasizing all those things? Because if even because I have seen people say, okay, I'm not from cybersecurity background, I don't know how to self-custody all those devices and all those things, right? You have to look for first thing that is E to EE. If it is supporting by default, then maybe you are more secure as compared to generic one. Okay, so if I'm talking about Google Photos, so if any of your friend is working in Google, you may ask what are the things they collect. If they will say, maybe after that you may not upload photos on Google Photos.
I have a question. In
Sure.
that case, uh, let's say when I had no idea until you mentioned about that there is no end-to-end encryption for photos on Google Drive or Google
Mm-hmm.
Photos. So,
Mm-hmm.
could you suggest an alternative if you know that what is an alternative for that for us to like keep our photos safe in that case?
Sure. Uh, See, I just don't want to promote anyone. So maybe if you want to look for, you can just search on ChatGPT as well. You will get so many one. But if you ask me, there is one Inte Photos. They are totally open source and they are in encrypted. Okay. So if you are
Yes.
putting all those photos, because see, everyone is aware like AI is booming, and maybe if anyone has so much data, they can uh, manipulate and do whatever they want to do, right? So as I mentioned, Google Photos is not secure or end-to-end encrypted. So if anyone would able to hack Google Photos, they can able to access all your, I mean, these things, right? People will say, okay, maybe Google has so many great engineers, may people will not able to hack Google, right? People say these things, but if you search on Google itself, how many bugs they have received, because in our next discussion, we will try to cover all those things. So you will get an idea how many bugs Google itself has. Now, because I want to make this thing very, very interesting, that's why I'm just trying to cover these things. So we have discussed about Messenger, we have discussed about email, we have discussed about photos, right? Now I have met so many person who say, okay, I'm using authenticator and I'm pretty secure, right? If anyone might be aware of authenticator app from Google,
Yes.
right? Many of them might be using it because now everyone suggests 2FA, right? So everyone suggests you should use this, and this is time-based OTP, right? So every 30 seconds that OTP will keep changing, right? People feel, oh, I'm using authenticator, means Google authenticator, I'm pretty secure. But unfortunately, Google is a very, very big company, but you will laugh if I would say their authenticator app is not encrypted. You would say, what? Google is a very big company, and even all the other authenticator app you will see, even Outlook authenticator means from Microsoft, there is an authenticator app. If you are using that authenticator app, that is also supporting into an encryption. Okay, but if you are using Google authenticator, that is not using end-to-end encryption. Okay, so if anyone would able to access somehow the Google server or these things, that is not end-to-end encrypted. So I would not recommend anyone until unless they will update the code with end-to-end encryption. They were saying it from past many years, and they have also acknowledged that their authenticator app is not using end-to-end encryption. They are working on it, but it's, as per the latest data, it is still not end-to-end encrypted. Okay, so instead of authenticator app, maybe you can use any other. I just don't want to promote anyone. Search it on Google, you will find so many. but just make sure those should be end-to-end encrypted. Like Proton also has authenticator app, even Outlook. Even if you don't want to use all those one, use on Outlook authenticator. That has more features. But if you want to use simple one, there are so many others open source also available. I would suggest or recommend to use those one. Okay. So now maybe you will feel some interest like, okay, what are you thinking? And maybe you were thinking earlier, those are not truly secure. Okay. Now we will move ahead and we will go to our PPT. Before starting this, I just want to ask if is there any doubt or anyone has any doubt regarding this, what we have discussed? So they can ask, otherwise I can move ahead.
One quick question, Shivam.
Mm-hmm.
I use Google Authenticator for
Mm-hmm.
logins into a few places, right? I don't know. Do all uh, like will it be is it interoperable? Like, will I have the choice of
Yes,
using
yes.
the
Yeah,
okay?
you can import it. So if you are using Google Authenticator, there is an import option.
Hmm.
And in the import option, you will get the QR. What you just need to use means actually Google made it little difficult. If you're using any other, you just download or import the JSON and you just export it in another authenticator. You will get all those TO
Okay, got it.
this thing. Okay.
Yeah.
In Google, what we need to do is maybe you just need to use another mobile phone because you can't take the screenshot.
Hmm.
So just use another mobile phone. In that, download any other authenticator and just import using camera QR. Okay, so you can do that.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, and we will discuss about this TOTP as well. Like this is not in the one device. So even I means like if you want truly secure device, you just need to use those 2FA hardware device. I would tell you why I'm saying this maybe in our upcoming session. But before we will start, so we are little bit aware of this Bitcoin mining and basics and all those things. Now I will talk about the real case study of the 2000 Bitcoin loss. Okay. So before that, I just want to show you one demo. Okay. So let me just one second. Let me see if I can. Okay. I should see. Okay. Just one second. Okay. So this is just for demo purpose. Okay. 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 So I'm just trying to log in this website. Okay. Uh, okay. So username, you might have seen it, but you might not be aware of the password. Let me see if it is login. Yes. So it now I am logging it. Let us suppose now you got the access of my laptop. Okay. And the device, it means the website, we already have login here, right? Can hacker will able to find your password? What do you think? Means, let us suppose I got the access of this laptop, either remotely or physically. I just opened it. I just saw it is already login. Okay, any of the things. It could be Netflix, it could be other thing as well, right? Because earlier I used to use these things using Netflix or all those things, but it can be possible for all multiple other scenarios as well. I'm just giving a very basic demo. What do you feel like? Because right now, uh, let us suppose you have a remote access of my this device. Would you able to get the password of this? What do you feel? Because I haven't saved it in the password manager at the moment, right? You might have seen it. Any idea? What do you feel? Yes or no? Or any idea do you have? Okay.
Maybe if we have previously logged in, like
Mm-hmm.
mm, if you have previously logged in into this computer using your credentials, maybe those credentials can be pulled. I'm not sure, but this is what I think. Maybe from the cookies or somewhere. Not that the password
Okay.
is stored, but maybe.
Okay. Okay. So cookies will never store the password. Okay. But what some people will get it. So see, now this is login. Okay. So I will try to give you a demo. What I will do, maybe I will open another this. Let us suppose this is your one. I hope it is visible. Otherwise, let me know. I will just zoom little bit. Okay. What I will do, I will just click here, go to this inspect. Okay. You will see this thing. What I will go to, okay, just 1 second.
The site should be saving the hash of the password, not the password. That's how
Yes,
it should
but
be.
even it will not store the hash. Some Yeah, but it is sometimes hard to find it where it gets stored. But there are some easier way people do that. What you just need the cookies. And even in cookies also, sometimes you just need the session ID. So uh, let me click here in the cookies. I will go cookies. Can you see the session ID here? G session ID, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So what I will do, because I just told you this is a different uh, user profile, right? So the if you might not be aware, like if you're using two different profile, everything is isolated in the Chrome. Okay, that's what they said. Okay, and that is true itself until unless they don't have any uh, bugs. What I will try to do. So here you can see here it is asking for login, right? What I will go there, go to the inspect. I will go the same one, uh, the application. I will go to the cookies. I will go here and okay, just 1 second. I just need to, because otherwise it will not be visible for you. Uh, So there is a different session ID, right? What I will do, if I have your cookies, I can easily get this session ID, right? What I just need to do is I might copy this. So I have done just Control C. I will go here, paste it, enter it, and I will again, okay, I will just use this. And now it has the session ID and you can see that it is login without any password. Can you see that? It is already logging. I can see the my account and all those things. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is sometimes people, okay, accept the cookies and all those things, right? Now I will discuss what has happened to one of my colleague who is already very secure, right? What he was doing, because he was a very big fan of Warren Buffett. So as Warren Buffett said, don't put all the eggs in one basket, right? So some amount he always put it in the hot wallet, but to make it secure, he was putting that amount. Let us suppose you have a $2,000 USDT and some Bitcoin as well, right? So maybe $100 Bitcoin you are putting in one wallet, another wallet, another wallet, another wallet, and this way he was using 10 different wallet and 10 different profiles. It is very hard to crack, right? People feel that. But what he was trying to do is somehow one extension got installed without his intention, because because we feel, right, we say okay, Google is hiring very top researchers, so maybe Google Chrome would be very very secure and Gmail would be very very secure. I would tell you one thing: whenever hacker is trying to crack something, they will always try to crack the popular thing. Okay, means uh, if I want to do something big, I will not try to hack a very less known email provider, right? Because maybe the high net worth people will not be using those. I will try to hack the bigger one, which has more one, then I will get more chances to find things, right? So recently, even if you search, there are so many other. vulnerability, like in even in Google, right? Even in Chrome. So there is one is I can because that hack has happened because of this zero hack key in Chrome. You don't need to understand it what is this, but I'm just trying to show you that it was there even 2 weeks ago. Google is Chrome is very, very old, right? But it's still they have so many bugs, and you might not be aware. Through that, what you can do is you can access all the sensitive information. So what I'm trying to say is sensitive information means if you're using password manager, if you're using cookies, cookies will get stored in the C drive in somewhere in the Chrome folder, right? And for each profile, the folder would be different. Okay, so what has happened with that person? One, because what people generally do, maybe people might be having 3 4 profile, and what they will do, like one profile they are using it for some other purpose, another profile they are using it, they will feel okay, we are secure because everything is isolated. He was also thinking the same because he was using one profile specifically for one purpose and one profile for different purpose. He was thinking like he is doing everything right and nothing would happen. But what has happened, the one profile, he got infected with one extension, and that extension has used so many vulnerabilities from Chrome, and he was able to access all those extensions which was installed in all other profiles. So even he was having 10 profiles with 10 different hot wallets, all get compromised using this cookie. They got the session ID and all those things. With that help, somehow they were able to replicate the same thing in their Chrome session, and they have withdrawn all the money which he was having. Okay, so these are the things may happen, and you might not be aware what are other things can happen, right? Like I can give an example. People say if I remove all the history from Chrome, even leave it Chrome. I'm using Microsoft Edge. I'm using some other uh, third party web browser, right? In that also, I have removed everything. What do you think? Can I able to get those data? Yes, you can get it. Means maybe non-tech person would not able to do it, but you might be aware of how other person can do it. So there is an open source tool, volatility, okay? And what it does, uh, it will copy all your RAM data. Okay, so this is yes. So correct, volatility 3. I think that is the current working one. Yes. So if someone, let us suppose I have, this is just a user space application. Even if you're thinking maybe it will work on lower level and then people can do it. No, you just need to install one app, and that app itself can copy all the data of your RAM, put it into the server. I can read everything from that RAM. RAM means uh, at least we are aware, like if we are doing anything in our mobile phone, we are doing anything in our laptop, all things will get copied into the RAM, right? And once we shut down, all things will get erased from the RAM. If someone will get the whole copy of the RAM, he can see what was the last website you have visited through Chrome, what are the things you have done. All those things would be there in the RAM, and with this people will able to get all those things. Okay, that's why people say even if you're using any security or anything, you can still be hacked. So there are so many open source software available. Through that, you can just copy the whole data of the RAM, fetch it. It will tell you what are the process you were running. Means process means what are the application you were running either in the mobile phone or in the laptop. What are the things you have done? Even if you had removed the history and all those things, that doesn't matter. Uh, Anyone has any question or anything, or otherwise we can move ahead.
पढ़ता ही है, खेले खेले चल हम बड़ी पढ़ते हैं।
Shubham, does it uh, work
Mhm.
also after a reboot, you're saying?
No, after reboot, it won't work. So
Okay.
once you reboot, that's why people ask me what is the best advice you will suggest if I'm using a mobile phone. First thing I would like, even if you are using, okay, just give me a second. Just sorry, yet I will create. Yeah. Okay, so one of the best advice is if you are using your mobile phone and if you feel like you might be having some malware or something, keep restarting your mobile phone. This is what we don't do, right? Because by any chance, if you have clicked on any link and that is not a harmful uh, thing which is keep running at the moment, if you turn it off, means if you restart your phone, maybe that malware may stop working. Okay, so one of the best advice is keep restarting your mobile phone, which we don't do usually right now. It will not help you fully, but it may help you. Okay, and yeah, someone was asking if you have rebooted, then what will happen? See, these type of generic app may able to copy everything in the RAM every time you restart your phone. So after doing something, it will copy it, put it to the server. And let us suppose now I have to, because once my colleague has this issue, like we have invested more than 2 days to analyze what has actually happened. Even after that, because someone was able to access his laptop, and what we did, we just used this tool, volatility. And I just, because you might be thinking, okay, how we get to know? Because first we have analyzed everything, but then because in my laptop, maybe I know what are the things are there, right? But if I have to analyze someone else's laptop, that is very, very tough task because I don't know what are the things he's using. And then I may not able to think what could cause the issue. I can simply use this tool and I just took the image what all process are doing. Then I was checking what all thing are sending it to. I was checking all those ports. Means this is a technical thing, but I'm just telling you an idea how we were able to find it out what was the issue and how. So these are some of the tools which you can use. Now you may ask, okay, how I will get to know? Like let us suppose I have downloaded some application, right? How I will get to know whether it is secure or not, right? Because now you have told me so many things, like you have told me, okay, authenticator is not secure, this and that is not secure, people are able to hack anything. And believe me, cyber security is in boom because after AI, people are able to write all those things very easily and make it much much better, that in near future it will be very very tough to have all those information private. And even I'm not sure, uh do you know how to check if your email and all those things is already has been breached, or all those information like Gmail has these options, you can keep checking, or you can check whether your email is already there in the dark web, or some of e- the password or the details like address and all those things which is already being breached or not. But let us suppose if you don't want to check that way, there are some other way as well. Anyone is aware of how we can check it? So this is the website. Means you can just put your email, check it, and it will tell you what are the breach your data has been found. Uh, I will not put mine. If anyone wants, I can put theirs. Or otherwise, I have some basic one. I can put it. Let me see. So it is showing maybe that data in PDL. Okay, maybe I have might have used Canva, and that has also has a breach. In that also, these information was there. Okay, So these things you can check it with this. That is the one website. I trust this website. Now the second most important website, like what I generally do, I keep checking the hash. So if I download any binary, I just need to check whether the binary is okay or not, because in near future we will be getting so many these type of binaries which might contain, because now you might have seen and heard, like even government may also trying to track you, or even one image may have something inside that. Maybe some technical person might be aware of it, but you might have heard it, like sometimes in image also there could be some virus, right? How you can check it? So as a non-technical, I would suggest just go to this virus total. There is a GUI. Okay, if you have some file you are not sure someone has shared and you are not pretty trusting that file, upload it here. It will keep checking all the database internally, what are the things has been already there, or is there any known malware is already there in the file. And if they will find it, they will also able to share you all those information regarding this. Even let us suppose one some URL you want to try and you are not pretty sure whether it is okay or not, you can put that URL. Means I will not say that fully believe in virustotal.com. What it does, it has all the database which is recently like, is there any files which was vulnerable earlier, is there any website which has been having some known malware there. That will help you in some extent, but I'm not saying fully trust on those websites, but I myself sometimes use those websites. Otherwise, I internally keep check the hash, and there are some websites through that I can check it. But for if you are not able to do all those things, maybe go to this website, put the file, put the URL, and all those things, and you will able to find those things. Okay. Now, if you will say, okay, email, you have mentioned how I can find it out, what are the things Gmail is not using. You can just search it on any of the chat GPT, you will find it out. Okay, the Gmail itself is not using encryption by default for Gmail, even for authenticator itself. You can search it on chat GPT or in Perplexity, you will find it out. Even if you want to know what are other things may happen with any email provider, because now we have talked about very few, right? There could be so many other as well. Even let us suppose you are self-hosted email, like if you already have a company, if you are self-hosted, you just want to see the hosting provider which you are using, it is already using all those thing which is required to check the email. You can check it. If you are still having the doubt, what you can do is go to one website. In that, you just need to search the email. Okay, that will not give you what are the vulnerabilities which is already there, but it will tell you what are the older protocol they are using. So this is internet.nl. What I will do, I will share all those website which I'm sharing it here in the mining group as well. Let us suppose, okay, we have discussed about Gmail, right? Let us search Gmail. It will take some time to, because it keeps checking based on latest one, right? It will check, maybe it will take 1 minute or less than that. And then it will tell you whether they are using the latest, all those things, and based on that, it will give you the ranking. It may not help you to check the recent vulnerability, but it will help you to check, okay, what are the things missing in one email provider as compared to other. Okay. Second thing, yes, end-to-end encryption you need to check every time, because this is one of the most important thing you will always look for in near future whenever you are trying to use the service, because you want to make sure whether they are storing your information, that is okay, but that should be encrypted. So if even if you're using uh, Google, sorry, even if you're using Google Drive itself, I would suggest use some encryption tool. There are so many open source encryption tool available which will encrypt your folder first, and then the encrypted folder will only get uploaded on the Google Drive. So even Google will not able to uh, decrypt those things. They will see, okay, you have uploaded some chunks of data, but that is already encrypted, and that tool automatically works internally. So that will make sure what is keep uploading, it will be there. There are so many open tools, source tools available. I will share a few of them. So you can see, okay, they are not using this. Based on that, you can check all those things as well. Okay. So virus total I use frequently. I would always recommend, even if you are using uh, a single email for all those things. Okay, maybe you might be aware of, if let us suppose I want to use something for one time purpose. Let us suppose uh, I want to use one website canva.com just for one time purpose. Would you use your email, or how generally you would do? How you prefer? Means you will use one email, or you will use any other email to do that? Or if you need to use any other email, how you will use, you create one, or how you will do? What are you guys you are generally doing at the moment? Just want to know how you guys are doing at the moment. Let us suppose we want to use any website just for one time, but it is requiring sign up to use some service. What is the best way would you feel like you have to use the sign up?
Um, Actually, I heard about it. There is
Mhm.
you can use your own email only. Just you have to add some number ahead of it, like 1, 2, 3. I think something like that.
You can use Gorilla Mail also.
Correct. And there are some temp email as well. You can use temporary email as well. So just
Yeah,
search it here.
yeah.
Go
Gorilla Mail
there.
is the yeah.
Yeah, that is also temporary email. You will get this. So if you want to do one time sign up, breach has happened, or this breach has happened. And if you remember, okay, I'm using the same password of which I was using in Canva or some other website, and like Mobivic or any other website, you need to make sure you just need to keep changing those things. Okay. Okay, so we have covered this thing. Anyone has any doubt? Even same thing happen with the mining hardware, because we have to look for so many extra things. Like even you, if you are using mining device, we just need to make sure those devices will not be available through internet. Because if it is available, and let us suppose I'm using Bitmain miner, right? And if it is connected to the internet, and I'm not sure, maybe Bitmain would also able to access it because the hardware, it's sure if they have a loophole. I will always, or if any big companies would put all those things in intranet. So intranet is local internet, okay? Means the local connection. And you will use some open source tool like making a tunnel, and then you can able to access those things. So all other person will not able to use it or hack it until unless they will got the access of the tunnel. Okay. Now another important thing I want to ask people, uh, anyone has any idea about VPN, firewall, or Tor? Because I'm pretty sure people might have heard about VPN. People have heard about Tor. And I have seen people say, okay, Tor or VPN are the same thing. What do you feel? Or what VPN does? By any chance, anyone has any rough idea?
I think it will basically hide the source IP address, right, from the connection when the computer you are connecting.
Okay,
Rather, it connects to a different location in general and sends the request.
correct. So how things happen, I will show you with the diagram so you will get a better idea. So let us
Tor
suppose
is
this is
mostly decentralized and VPN is more like a single point central server.
agree. Like yes, hop by hop, like it would be multiple layers. So if you'll ask me, okay, which is more secure, means there could be so many debate, but I would say Tor would be more secure as compared to VPN because there are multiple layers. But if you'll ask me which is faster, then VPN would be faster to use as compared to Tor. Okay, so what happens? I will tell you. So let us suppose this is your mobile phone or your laptop. Okay, and then you will be having some router in your home. That router will be connected with the service provider. So let us suppose you are using Airtel. So maybe you have a Airtel internet service provider. If someone is using Geo, someone using Act Fiber Net, that would be your ISP, internet service provider. So what generally happens, whatever you are searching, Geo can see everything what you are trying to use. So if you are using google.com, they can see it. Even if you are using whatsapp.com, they can see it. So internet service provider can see everything what you are doing. Okay. What other person can see it, and they sell this data as well. Okay. Even if you search it, all the companies are selling those data. So what you are keep using, whether you have account on SPI or a PNB and all those things, they can easily guess based on your login and all those things what you are frequently using. And the same thing, the website. Okay. So if you are visiting some website, they can also see what are the other things you are doing. Okay, so if you're visiting facebook.com, they can also see what are the things. See, because they know your IP. Yeah, the IP is the one thing that is okay, but they also see what are the other things you are keep doing it. Okay, so ISP has so many information, website also has so many information. Leave out website. There are so many cases where ISP database got leaked multiple times. And what generally, let us suppose if I know, uh, like let us suppose Rajendra, right? If I know Rajendra, like I'm a ISP provider, or I had been one of the ISP provider, I can see, okay, Rajendra is using Gmail, and this is this, and he is using PNB or bank, or he is using this, or he is going this there, and he is using map and searching this. Maybe it would be very easy for me to prepare a phishing attack for Rajendra, right? Because if I know, if I have more data about yourself, you, then that would be very easy for me to target you. Okay. So what VPN does, okay, so VPN will help you that ISP will not able to understand what you guys are doing. Even website will not able to understand. So how things happen, let's discuss. So in this between, there would be ISP. Okay. So whenever you are sending a request, the ISP will only know that you are sending a request to some VPN. Okay. And on your behalf, VPN will send a request to the website. Whatever data it will get from the website, let us suppose this data from Facebook or VPN, oh sorry, Facebook or PNB, it will put it and it is send it back here. Okay, so what ISP can see means ISP can only see you are communicating with this VPN. Okay, but what VPN is, and this website, what we this website do, like one of the user from this VPN is trying to access this data, but who is the user, no one knows. So you can able to have a privacy on ISP and this. Now people say, okay, then should we use the VPN or should we always use the VPN? It depends. And should we use any of the VPN? I would say hell no. Why? Because if this VPN is free, second thing, if search about the because cybersecurity is increasing, VPN provider are doing so many marketing. If you go to YouTube, search about the VPN, you will see so many YouTube video, and everyone is saying, okay, this one is best, this one is best, this one is best, right? And I would say the best VPN which I am aware of, you will not find it on YouTube. Means none of the video would be there because those VPNs are not investing in marketing. So people are not aware of it. And general purpose public, if they search on YouTube, they will find so many other. I don't want to name the VPNs, but there are so many. And they, if you search about those VPN, Because now what is happening? The VPN has the data. Means, see, ISP don't have a data, but now VPN has a data because what you have searched, VPN has the data, and what you have did, this has the data. Now you will ask me, okay, how VPN will get to know about me? You might have purchased VPN either using your credit card or something. And they also have your IP address and all those things. So they have your information. And what you are doing, they also have it. So let us suppose we have discussed about ISP information got hacked. Now it could happen the VPN information got hacked. So you just need to choose a trusted VPN which secure the information. That is the one thing. And that has been independently audited by some agency recently. So these are some criteria which I use. That ownership structure I will check for the VPN. Second thing I will check, okay, whether some of the agencies has been already audited those VPNs or not. And can I sign up and pay in a privacy respective way instead of using some credit card or all those information? Can I use some other way? And which even VPN don't know what about my information, and I can use those things. Okay, so these are the few things I can look for. And in some scenarios, yes, you have to use that because the ISP will not be bothering so much on security. They are not updating those things, and sometimes it keeps getting hacked, and you might be having so many information online available. Anyone has any doubt, or we can move further? Okay. So, okay, so we have covered about this loss as well. Phishing, malware, social engineering, because see, phishing and social engineering, I believe everyone is aware of. Because but how you are being targeted, these are the things which we have discussed. Like if they have more and more information about you, like if I know like you have a treasure device, because people you have seen like in acts like people has data like who has been purchased this type of device, and they can keep emailing you and send you sensitive information, and maybe if you are in a hurry, sometimes you can make click. So these are some websites which can useful. Now there could be so many attacks even in the mining, because once we are more and more bigger mining farm, if you are taking care of, the more or more hack will happen. Even many of the big clients I'm aware of, once in a day, twice in a day, they will get someone who is trying to access the information. Okay. So this week and all those things you might be aware of, passphrase and everything. Now we will talk about the two-factor authentication, because why SMS verification is also not a good way. Because if you're using BSNL, if you're using Geo, this or some other, sometimes internal the routers and the tools they are using that are also sometimes compromised. So SMS is encrypted at the moment. Means let us suppose you are getting OTP SMS. Those are sometimes are encrypted mostly, but sometimes it is also not a very good way, because there are so many things may happen. Like they might have a SIM swap, or there could be a carrier vulnerability. So in the man in the middle, they will able to read those information. Okay, so it might happen, and it can also happen with the authenticator app. Like okay, so let us suppose you are using authenticator app. Even if I have the seed details of your TOTP, okay, if I can store it somewhere else, that will also show me. So if you want to try, if you're using authenticator app, just import the information in some other authenticator app. You can see the both will show you the same data. So somehow if someone would able to find it out, the keys, because in some of the scenario it is not encrypted, they can also guess or find it out what is the TOTP you are using for 2FA. That's why if someone would ask me whether I should always rely on this authenticator app, yeah, mostly you can do that. But if you want better security, go with the hardware because there are nothing can be replicated. So all the things which is happening that should be inside the hardware keys like YubiKey, and there are so many other using FIDO2, which is more secure as compared to those TOTP based authenticator app. Okay. Now the second thing, I yes, I know like we have one are completed, but I just want to cover few more things and maybe the detail we will try to cover in the next session so you will get a better idea. Anyone can tell me one thing if okay, so we have seen how people can hack your mobile phone, how people can hack your laptop, right? There are so many other ways as well, but it has given you a better idea like how you can secure yourself. Now we will talk about the hardware wallet. What do you feel? The hardware wallet can be hacked or not? And second thing, uh, if I have your hardware wallet physically, I don't have your PIN. Can I able to guess the PIN and all those things? What do you feel? Anyone is aware of anything uh, regarding hardware wallet?
There
Like,
was one video, no, one hacker, he hacked the hardware wallet to know the pin actually, because
you are
it was
talking,
just a
I think you are talking about the treasure
right
mod,
hand.
which
Yes,
he has.
yes, yes, treasure hack he has done. It has just there are might be the ways.
Okay, so why he was able to do it, I will tell you. Because that model one was using the older firmware, which was having the vulnerabilities, and the person was haven't updated the firmware. And how he found out? Because if you will go to the Trezor website, you will find it out what are the vulnerability they found. And if you are in the older version, you can see what are the vulnerability could be there in that version. And he has used that version and was able to do that. Yes, there are ways. This is the easiest way you can do that. So let us suppose you have found one Trezor hardware wallet. You can check the version. You just need to go to the bootloader mode. It is very easy. You can search it on Google. You will find it out. You just need to swap it, and you will get the bootloader version, firmware version, and then you can see. Okay, if it is in the older version, what are the vulnerability has come after this version, and if there is any good vulnerability, you can use that and hack that. That is one thing. Second thing, I'm just telling you, there are so many ways which you cannot even think of. Okay, so hardware device always feel like a human being. Okay, so let us suppose if I am, so how hardware device communicate with the laptop, right? So let us suppose I have connected Trezor model 1. I'm just pressing something, it will keep checking. And okay, so I will give you an example. Let us suppose uh, I have asked you one question and you have given me the wrong answer. Sometimes we are able to guess it based on the expression of the teacher, right? If any professor is asking you for some question and I have given the wrong answer, sometimes I can able to guess it whether I have said it incorrect because based on the professor behavior or based on the professor uh, these things we can guess it, right? The same way in the hardware also you can guess it. How you can guess it? There are so many mechanisms. Like you just put a probe, see how they are communicating, because see, as we are communicating in English, they are communicating with signals. If I can capture the signals, even if it is encrypted, I can able to see based on the electromagnetic thing, based on because you might be aware in the brain also we have this electromagnetic effect, right? If we are thinking on all those things. The same way, if you just open the device, the Trezor hardware wallet or any other hardware wallet, use the probe and measure the electromagnetic emission, you will sometimes able to find it out whether there is a pin which is correct or not. Okay. what are the second thing people generally able to do it? Let us suppose, because think like a human. If you feel a device as a human, you will be able to find so many other vulnerabilities. One vulnerability is, let us suppose I have given you one bundle of note and I told you to count the that notes, right? You are keep counting, and if I will disturb you in between, I will ask you so many other questions, and what you will be able to do, you will be able to forget the count number, right? This type of hack also, uh, many people have tried and able to successfully done it in the hardware wallet. What you just need to do is, once it is counting how many times you are able to press the pin, because if you are using Trezor wallet, like if you have put it 5 times, 6 times wrong password, everything will get vanished. So they are keeping the counter, right? Sometimes if once they are trying to increase the counter, if you will send so many disturbing signal, and or maybe you can low down the power supply or something, he might have not able to do the task correctly, and then sometimes you are trying to able to do it multiple times or infinite time. And if you find this hack, and if you're using 4 word, you will able to do it. And what happens most of the time, once you press 1 2 3 4, and in that, let us suppose 2 is correct, 3 is correct. Sometimes through electromagnetic signal, you will able to find it out, like 1 was incorrect, 4 was incorrect. So this way, you will able to know, okay, 1 and 4 was correct, and you will able to tweak the 2 and 3 which was incorrect. Okay, so these are so many ways which you can use and use the probability and can able to do it. So maybe in the next session, I will try to cover all those things, so at least you will get a better idea what are the things may happen, because if you are doing self custody, this is your responsibility to make it secure. Even if you are using mining equipment, you have to make sure everything you are using uh, through VPN, or there is like if you are using a company, you can use Telescale. This is also an open source. In this, like you can create a tunnel and you can all use all those websites. So those website, and another thing, all your hardware which are connected. So all the mining devices should not be exposed externally to the internet, so anyone can hack. There should be a tunnel, and only the internet devices should be able to communicate. In that, you can use all those devices or application. Hope you like the session. I will try to share all the links which I have discussed. Anyone have any doubt or anything, feel free to ask.